Good morning, children. So let's do the UAE SST grade 5, the first lesson. Before going to the first lesson, children, here you can see the map of UAE. You need to be well acquainted with the map as UAE is made up of 7 emirates. We all know that. You can see 80% of UAE is of Abu Dhabi. Then you have a bit of Dubai. Then you can see the next emirate, that is Sharjah, Ajman, Al Quwain, Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah. And there is a small little dot, children, here as Al Ain. So this is what is the UAE map all about. Now, without wasting much of our time, let's begin the first lesson of grade 5 UAE SST. So here we have the first lesson, children, prehistoric and stone age. So children, please subscribe to my video so that I get motivated to make some more videos, interesting SST videos for you. So let's get started, children, with our learning objectives. So children, here we have the learning objectives. You can see it for yourself. We need to explore, we need to analyze the impact of historical events on modern society. That is the ancient civilization, the UAE history. Besides that, our next objective is to gather information, all the possible information about the life of the people during the Stone Age. Moving on to the key vocabulary, children. Stone Age, nomadic, archaeologist, artifacts, and settle. So these are the key vocabulary which we'll come across in this lesson. And by the end of the lesson, surely you will know all the meanings of these words. So children, over here, when you look at this image, you just need to guess what the life would have been of the people of the Stone Age. Like when you want to eat something, obviously you go to the kitchen and the food is ready for you, you eat it up. Your mother buys the food or the grocery from the supermarket. Life over here, which you can see in the Stone Age, was not so easy. They did not have any supermarket, they did not have any mall, neither did they have any shop, but they were supposed to hunt and kill the animal, huge, big animals, and then cut them, make a food out of it, and then feed themselves and their families. So life was really very difficult. So while looking at this image, you can make some more guess about the life of the people besides food. How was their dwelling? How was the dress of the people? You can see it over here. The hunting instruments which they are using over here. You can have a close look, children. Now, when you look at the Stone Age life, children, over here, the human society, obviously, children, has evolved right from the time when we came on this earth. Till now, we are only progressing. We are the one human beings which you can see, or the man in the animal kingdom, which has really progressed since the Stone Age till this modern age. Now, our society obviously has changed a lot. Life in the Stone Age and the life which we lead now, it has got a lot of difference. So here, about 2.5 million years ago, our ancestors learned to use the stone tools. The stone tools earlier were blunt, but later on, how they scrapped it, they sharpened it, and that's where the technology began. They were nomadics, obviously, because they were searching for their food from one place to another. They used to go just to search for the food because they had only one thing to fulfill, and that one thing to fulfill was the need of food. Now, as you can see over here, children, there were evidence which has proved that the Arabian Peninsula had people living over here. It was habited by the human civilization, which was 1,25,000 years old. You can also read over here, children, archaeologists. So these archaeologists are those people who dig, who do excavations. They dig on the earth. They remove the artifacts, the different kinds of tools, weapons, potteries, the different materials or the equipments and the instruments used by the people in olden days, in Stone Age, the bones and all that they remove, and they make a study of it. When they study it, they observe things and then come to certain conclusions. So artifacts are archaeologists are those people who have found the tools made from the stone, and those are known as microliths, which were obviously better known earlier as the stone tools. Now, during this period of time, wherein the people were making tremendous use of the stone, so obviously this period came to be called as the Stone Age period. So, children, please subscribe to my video so that I get motivated to make some more videos, interesting SST videos for you. So, let's get started, children, with our learning objectives. So, children, here you can see the map. In the inset, you can see over here the part of UAE, and then you can see the region of SUHAILAH, JABAL FAYA. You can see in the region of Sharjah, it is clearly shown. So this is an evidence. The tomb which has been found in Jabal Faya, you can have a look over here. You can see the tomb, children. So children, you can see over here the rock shelter at Jabal Faya, and the people are visiting over there to have a look, a close look, because obviously children, earlier we did not have the people during the time of Stone Age living in proper dwellings. So they found shelter in the rocks, in the caves, and so on. So here, children, we have the timeline of the Stone Age. The Stone Age can be safely divided into three phases. The first phase was the Paleolithic period or the Old Stone Age. Second is the Mesolithic period or Middle Stone Age. And third is your Neolithic or New Stone Age. Now, what does Paleolithic mean? So, it means that it's a very, very old Stone Age, the first phase of the Stone Age, in which man was only making use of the stone tools. So, this period of history is before 10,000 BCE. Now, obviously, children, a question will come in your mind that how do we know about the past? Nobody lived to tell the tale. Then, how do we know so many things about the past? So, it is all because of the archaeologists who are actually working so hard, and they are the people who are digging and removing the remains of early man, and they are helping us know about the past. So, when they study those artifacts, obviously, they make a guess about the life during those days. So they are the people who study the life of the people as old as the Stone Age with the help of the tools like axes arrowheads. Next is the Mesolithic period, children, which means the Middle Age period. This period began approximately 10,000 BCE. That means 10,000 years before the birth of Christ. People were still nomadic, moving from one place to another, did not have a settled life. They did not start making houses and have a settled life, but they were moving on, searching for food, gathering food, hunting, fishing, all these activities were going on. But besides that, the new thing which was found in the Mesolithic period, which was not there in the Paleolithic period, was the domestication of the dogs. So the domestication of the dogs had started in this period. Now, here we come to the Neolithic period, children. As the name suggests, Neo means new. So, we are talking about the New Stone Age, which was from 10,000 BCE to 4,000 BCE. That means 10,000 years before the birth of Christ till 4,000 BCE. People began to grow crops so that they can have a settled life. They were no longer moving now all the time. They used to hunt for food earlier, but now they had a settled life because they started with agriculture process. So it was compulsory for them to stay at one place and look after to their farming activities, which is a year-round activity, children. So here, I maybe you will have a doubt that how it is 10,000 and then it is um, in a descending order to 4,000. So let me tell you, children, the timeline is such. You have zero. How you have the timeline? A zero at the center, and then 1 to 2,000. So now we are in the year 2021. That means 2021 years after the birth of Christ. And before the birth of Christ, you take it in a descending order. So when you come to 10,000, then 8,000, 6,000, 4,000, 2,000, and then 0. Okay, so it will be in a descending order. So for 6,000 years, we had this new Stone Age in which the people started keeping the livestock. That was another source of food generation, children. And livestock, when I say that, means the different kinds of animals they started taking care of. They started domesticating the animals. Domestication of the animals helped them in the work in the fields, gave them milk, meat, skin of those animals, the hide, which we call it, was used for various purposes. Okay, like making of the bags and purses and all that. But slowly and steadily it took place. People started, covering themselves with the help of the hides of the skin of the animals. And so children, here you can have a look at the settled life, how the farming activity was going on, how the animals were domesticated, how the people started progressing, building houses and living at one particular place. They were no more nomads. So all these things happened in the Neolithic period. So children, when we talk about the art, during that time we had the cave art in the Paleolithic period because the people lived in the cave. So they wanted to just decorate their places, whatever the place in which they were staying, and they did the decoration in their own way. So you can have a look over here, children, at the image. This is 9,000 years back. So something obviously that this is not something new. The cave paintings are not new. It is something very, very old. Wall paintings are not new. So you can have a look over here. So children, over here you can have a look at this Kettle Hauk, and this is the region, children, in southern Turkey. And they have found over here the structures or the buildings, and that dates to be 10,000 years old. So you can still find certain ruins of this or the remains of this structure of how the people used to build their houses and live together. Arrowheads. Next is the Mesolithic period, children, which means the Middle Age period. This period began approximately 10,000 BCE. That means 10,000 years before the birth of Christ. People were still nomadic, moving from one place to another, did not have a settled life. They did not start making houses and have a settled life, but they were moving on, searching for food, gathering food, hunting, fishing, all these activities were going on. But besides that, the new thing which was found in the Mesolithic period, which was not there in the Paleolithic period, was the domestication of the dogs. So the domestication of the dogs had started in this period. Now, I have put up these two images, children, just for you to have a glimpse and differentiate between the two images. So this is the time for you to sit and ponder that how we have evolved right from the time of Stone Age till this modern age. Look at the dressing, look at the hair, uh, the way this person in the modern age has groomed himself, and how the people were in the olden days. So can you just differentiate and note down certain points with the help of these two pics? So children, here we have the activity. So you can see over here the world map, and in the world map you can see the green portion, which is our Arabian Peninsula. Now in modern day, how many countries you can see over here? I have mentioned 7 over here. So I want you to note down, go on the Google, find out 7 countries which form the Arabian Peninsula. So I have this activity 1, children, in which you have a kind of a quiz. So over here there are certain answers which I have put in, but I will suggest you that before going to through this slide, please do the activity all by yourself, because from here you have the activities, activity 1 to 4. So please first you do the activity all by yourself, and then check for the answers over here in the video. So please see activity 1. Here, children, we have activity 2, and you can see it. It is on page number 17 of your textbook. So what you have to do is that first you fill it up, and then you can check out the answers over here. So children, here you can have a look at the settled life, how the farming activity was going on, how the animals were domesticated. So this is activity 4, children. There is a pic given, image given, and you have to answer the image. I have done this for you, and then you have to write down the reason why did the people paint it during the Stone Age. Why did they do that painting with some purpose in mind? So that has also been written down over here. You can check the answer. This is just an activity, children, which I would like you to do it as a homework, so that you know the things what we have done today is registered in your mind. And when you sit down and write down this answer, children, to this question, obviously you will know that, okay, this is what I have understood from the lesson. So it is just like testing your knowledge. Okay, children, take care of yourself. Have a nice day. Bye bye. I'll come back with a new video, children. So please till then take care of yourselves and don't forget to subscribe.